Hey everyone, KSLA First Alert Chief Meteorologist Jeff Castle here. So far so good on your Thursday, although the low cloudiness a little stubborn out there to burn off. We do expect it to gradually break through the afternoon hours, and temperatures will be on the way up as we head through the rest of the week. In fact, we could reach the mid-80s by Friday. That is short-lived though. We are tracking our next big fall cold front. That will move in towards the end of the day on Friday, and you can see what it does for the weekend and beyond. Below average temperatures in this upper 60s and lower 70s starting this weekend and continuing through the early part of next week. Keep in mind our average high this time of year is still near that 80-degree mark, although that number, of course, gradually drops off throughout the month of October as we head through the fall season. Did get an update on the drought this morning, which we do every Thursday morning. Good news, it's gotten better. Bad news, though, is it's still there in many spots. The exception across the north, that I-30 corridor from northeast Texas into southwest Arkansas, pretty well we've eliminated the drought. This accounts for the rain that we had middle to latter part of last week. So there has been some improvement out there, but there's still little work to do. And unfortunately, it does not look like we're going to be tracking much rain in the coming days. We may get a sprinkle tomorrow as our cold front comes through, and there will be some cloudiness on you Friday, but that's it. Otherwise, at least through about Thursday of next week, no appreciable rain is showing up in the forecast. So when we get our next drought update next week, it won't be any better. Hopefully will not get a little bit worse, but that is a possibility due to the lack of rain in the forecast here for the next week or so. Now, because of recent rainfall, a lot of the burn bands have dropped off. There's only a handful of counties and parishes still under those bands in the Arklatex, including Sabine County in Texas. And in northwest Louisiana, Natchitoches, Bienville, and Wynn Parish still have their burn bans in effect. Elsewhere, yes, you can legally burn, but I would still caution you because with the dry weather that we have had the last few days and what we expect to continue here in the coming days, there may be an elevated fire risk. So just use a lot of caution, use some common sense if you are going to do the outdoor burning, and make sure that you do have a way to quickly extinguish the flames in the event that starts to get a little bit out of control. So again, you can burn in most cases, but again, urge you to use some caution if you do so until we get some more appreciable rainfall, which may not happen until perhaps the end of next week, and even then could not be a whole lot in the way of wet weather. In the meantime, again, future track is showing morning cloud cover will break up by mid to late afternoon. That's going to kind of keep our temperatures down a little bit. I think most of us now will probably only top out in the upper 70s to lower 80s for your highs. By 7 o'clock this evening, though, it looks good. If you're headed to one of those Thursday night high school football games, weather should be fine for that. Kickoff time around 7 will be into the low to mid 70s in most areas, and then expect a steady cool down overnight tonight, although temperatures won't be quite as cool as what we woke up to this morning in many cases. We do expect to start off in the 60s on your Friday morning, and I think there'll be a little bit more cloudiness than what Future Track is indicating, kind of a repeat of what we woke up to this morning with some overcast skies early, and then we'll tend to break up the cloud cover a bit into tomorrow afternoon, although I'm not expecting it to clear out like what we will see later on today. And that's because our next cold front will keep a few clouds in the area through tomorrow afternoon. We might get a sprinkle out of it. That's about it. We're going to be kind of limited in moisture and lift in the atmosphere with this front coming on through, so no significant chance for rain, but won't rule out a sprinkle or a passing light shower in a few spots. Most of us will make it through the day tomorrow dry. Midday temperatures will range from the mid-70s on the low end to maybe around 80 on the high end, and for tomorrow afternoon, expecting to reach lower to mid-80s in most spots before the cooler air does start to take over tomorrow evening and on into tomorrow night, bringing our temperatures back down as we head into the weekend. But right now, that weekend is looking outstanding with dry weather and sunshine on the way. About 80 or so today. We'll go 85 on your Friday, just a 10% chance for a sprinkle. Weekend will be a cooler but great fall weather. 72 Saturday, 68 on Sunday. Morning lows will be down mostly into the low to mid 50s, although some of the colder spots will see overnight lows in the 40s this weekend, and there will be more of us that see 40-degree mornings heading into next week as temperatures will be slow to warm back up, still only around 70 by Tuesday before we climb into the upper 70s again. towards the middle of next week. Latest on your weather always here on our website, KSLA.com, also on your smartphones with the KSLA First Alert weather app. Latest details on your forecast coming up on KSLA News 12 at noon, 4, 5, and 6. We'll see you then.